Oh, everybody, I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, simply put by Price McKinney. Most importantly, go to YouTube, subscribe, simply put podcast with Price McKinney. Watch a video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. So this one is ay ay ay. Oh boy. We're gonna deal with it. All right. Brothers, this is for us. This is strictly for us. For the women that are listening, we get ready to deal. Okay. Now, the next one I do will determine, I'll determine it from this one. But I'll deal with the one for the man on the soon. Okay. So I don't want to hear, well, what about the men? I got us too. But this one is the men dealing with the women. And you want to hear it, here it go. Okay. Her emotions. Sirs, brothers, my peeps, we have got to do a better job at dealing with women, our women, while they are being actively emotional. We are two different breeds of people. That is what it is. Men by nature, we are somewhat quiet, reserved, not as talkative, uh, less prone to communicate. Definitely not going to share unless we just have to, or unless they dig it out of us. Um, and please understand, I all of this applies to me too. I'm not exempt. Um, you ask us how we doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. And behind all of that, our whole world could be literally upside down, but we're still walking right side up because that's what we do. So, understanding that we're two different people, two different types of people, how we deal with things are different, how we resolve things are different. Um, Men, I've said this before, men filter through logic, women filter through emotions. So, understanding those two dynamics in its own way creates a gulf between the two of us, of which, even currently, you have this great big old pool of single people, middle aged. There are a lot of us. And you have those who want a relationship, but I'm going to say it politely and respectfully, but we just don't have the patience and to tolerate and or deal with the BS. So if that's the presentation of the person that's interested, you're done off the top. It's a nail, non-negotiable. Because most of us, just calling a spade, have been through enough at this point in our lives to where we are looking for peace. We're not looking to be arguing. We're not looking to be fighting. We're not looking to be bickering. We're looking for peace. Now that doesn't mean that we're gonna agree and get along on every little bit of thing that comes down the pipes. That's not even realistic. But we are grown and mature enough to where we can deal with this stuff peacefully. It is okay to agree to disagree. You don't have to like everything I do. I don't have to like everything she does. But that does not mean that that has to, that we have to turn combative towards one another. You follow me? So, having said that, men, and it is work. Let's just again call a spade a spade. It's work. It's challenging. It's difficult at times. More often than not, we don't even know what the ham sandwich to do. But dealing with a woman in her emotions is something that we have to do if this is your person. If this is somebody that you don't care about, if this is somebody that you're not quite interested, not too interested in, then don't waste your time and or hers, right? Leave it alone. Because when you get with this female, whoever she is, and even if you already are, you're not exempt from this either. One of the biggest things we have to do, and one of the greatest hurdles we have to jump and overcome, is how do we help her and deal with her while she is in the dead set middle of her emotions, whether it be she's angry, whether it be she's frustrated, whether it be she's tired. Let me put these two on the menu at the top of the list. If she is cycling and or hormonal, and she's responding differently than she normally does. This is what we cannot do, sirs. You cannot react, a knee-jerk reaction, and just fire back off at her. We have to respond, and you have to do that gracefully, and you have to do it patiently. Is it easy? No. Well, I'm tired of, I get it, bro. I get it. Well, she's always coming to, I get it. Here's the other thing, and that, Lord help me. Here's the other thing, and this is huge because it covers male and female alike. Most of us, the majority of us, I couldn't give you a percentage. I'm not a numbers guy. 1 + 1 is 2. That's about as good as I got. Good as it gets. We have not seen, and we do not know what a good, healthy, wholesome, working relationship / hashtag marriage looks like. For most of us, it is on the job training. And within that on the job training, you're gonna take a whole lot of L's. You're gonna it's a whole lot of trial and error. It's a whole lot of, well, let me do this, let me do that, let me see if this works, let me try and see what this does. Right? So we don't have an actual concrete blueprint that we can use to effectively deal with this person as they are in this moment. Now, I've read countless books, I've read many articles, and I've watched, I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of videos. At the end of the day, none of this stuff is cookie cutter. You know why? Because everybody is different. So the relationships that I've had prior to now, I can't use what I used in the ones before with whoever I decide to choose next. I can't. You know why? Because I'm not in any of those relationships, number one. So whatever I was doing then didn't work. Number two, this is a whole different person than who those are. So I can't merge my past into my present and think that's going to be a benefit or be helpful to whoever it is I choose to be with. So the fact that most of us haven't seen it, the fact that most of us literally do not know it, it becomes on the job training. And that frustration in and within itself is what creates even more tension within those moments when she's being emotional. Because what they deal with, and I say they, women, is not the same as what men deal with. So for us, it looks like this don't even make sense. Why are you tripping over that? Because that's an issue for her, bro. Granted, no, it's not your issue. No, it may not make sense. Men ask the question all the time, and I've done it myself. Where did you come up with that? Where on God's creation did you get that nonsense from? Now, we have to be very careful in those moments. Again, this is why I'm doing this video. To be very careful not to give them that. Here's where you let that off, bro. Here's where you get that off, where you don't damage her while she's already emotional. You talk to one of your boys. Now, you don't air her out. That's not what I'm saying. But Men understand men just like women understand women. So it's not that you're bad mouthing her or putting her down or talking outside of your home. That's not what it is. Sometimes you need an outlet. Like that, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and there was a scene that let off some steam in it. Sometimes you have to just go and let off some steam, and there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure it's not at the expense of creating harm within your relationship or doing damage to her. Her emotions are her emotions. How you deal with those, you have to be very careful because there's a whole list of them. She's got her physical anatomy, she's got work, she's got kids, she's got cycles, she a whole bunch of stuff that we don't have to deal with. A whole bunch of stuff we don't have to deal with. When they get pregnant, during the pregnancy, post pregnancy, all the above. We don't go through that, sirs. So you can't just write her off because of how she's feeling. This is why it is important, and I've said it 1,008 times. This is why it's important. Why it's important when you first get with that person, establish communication. Let that be your foundation. Let that be what you build on top of consistently throughout your relationship. It don't matter however long it lasts, whether it be a few months, whether it be years, whether it be 25 into 50. It does not. Communication is everything, because everything you can build, you can grow, you can step from that. If you don't, when you have these moments where she's being emotional, and some people, well, she's being erratic, whatever term you use, when she's being unlovable, you still have to love her through that moment. Well, how do I do that? Patience. Patience and patience. Well, what else do I do? You don't leave her, because for most women, that's the expectation. For most women, they've been through stuff too. And for them, if you start showing signs that you're going to do and be the same as all of the other guys that she's had prior to you, then you're going to wind up falling in that same category. And then when that starts happening, then she starts losing respect for you. And when she loses respect for you, sir, I'm telling you what I know, because I unfortunately I've done this. She stops listening. When she does not listen to you, you can't lead her. When she stops listening to you, you cannot lead her. And that just is what it is. So it is important that you pay attention, that you listen, and that you do what you can. Are you going to be tested? Absolutely. I remember a sermon I heard years ago. Sometimes you just want to throw your hands up and holler. Absolutely. I get it. I've done it. But at the end of the day, if this is the person that you chose to be with, then you got to stick with it, bro. Your choosing her is your commitment. And you got to stand on that, bro. Of course it ain't easy. Man, I get it. I totally get it. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what you can't do. You can't just walk out. You can't just leave. You can't just cut her off. She deals with you too, man. As you are in your moments. So we've got to work together. So bros, brothers, men, husbands, significant others. I do not call grown men boyfriends. It's crazy to me. You got to put your work in. You got to be patient. You got to listen, and you got to communicate. All right. Sometimes you may want a hug too. I get it. Right now it's about her. You come here. Let me give you a hug. Come here. It's okay. If she starts crying, let her cry. Put her on your shoulder. Babe, it's all right. I got you. I got you. You may not even understand it. Chances are you probably don't. But your presence is everything. So again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply put, I want to thank you for listening. I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. And I promise you, I'll see you soon.